Hello everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get your CDL license in the great state of Texas. Now, for people who don't live in Texas, Texas is technically big enough to be its own country. For people who do live in Texas, then you guys think it is your own country. Now, recently I was in Austin, Texas, and I was there for an event, and a bunch of people came up to me saying, "Hey, I saw you on YouTube. Is there anything special about getting a CDL license in Texas?" So I researched it, and this is what I found out. Put on your cowboy hat and let's get on them boots and let's talk about how to get a CDL license in Texas. Now, of course, not everyone talks like that in Texas. Texas is full of different types of range of people, and it was an amazing state to be in. Austin was a super cool city. But first thing first, let's talk about who is qualified in Texas to actually get a CDL license. So first thing first, you have to be at least 18 years of age or older. Second thing that you have to understand is you have to have a valid driver's license. Third thing is going to be you have to be healthy enough to pass a DOT physical. And then third, you have to have a social security number, which means if you have a work authorization and you have a social security number, you're good to go, you're ready to rock and roll. If you do not have a social security number for whatever reason, you cannot get a CDL license simply because it is a national license, right? So you want to make sure that you fit those 4 criteria. If it's a check, 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 check on all those 4, then you're ready for the next step. The next step is going to be getting yourself a CDL permit. So if you're going to go for the CDL Class A, which is what we recommend, that means you get to drive these big tractor trailers here. That means you're going to have to pass 3 different written tests. It's going to be general knowledge, air brakes, and combination vehicle, right? That being said, if you're going to go for the CDL Class B, which means you could drive box trucks or buses, we recommend taking general knowledge, air brakes, and passenger endorsement. Those tests are going to be done at the DMV itself. Now, how do you pass those tests? You can either study on your own, you can try to check out quizzes and stuff online. We've seen 50/50 success with that. But if you want a much more secure way of studying and passing that test, you want to give our team a call at 908-525-3609. We have an online course available for you that you can actually that will walk you through the entire content of the CDL manual. It's going to make it super fun, super simple, super easy for you. If you go through the process like we designed it, you have a 95% chance of passing the test the very first time. If you don't pass the test the first time, maybe you're a bad test taker, no big deal. You have unlimited access to that content, so you can keep going through the content and keep taking the practice tests that we give you until you do pass. If you don't pass the first time, you're definitely going to be passing the second time, and all you got to do is put in the work, right? If you don't skip around, you're ready to rock and roll. Now, once you have your CDL permit, so the actual process of getting it is you're going to have to go to a local DMV, and in many cases, it's much easier just to make an appointment online, or you can just walk right in. You're going to purchase yourself a CDL permit first, and then they give you access to take those written tests. In some DMVs, you can take them right away. Other DMVs, if it is full, then you're going to have to wait and kind of schedule that out yourself. After you get yourself a CDL permit, you have to wait a minimum of 14 days. That's right, 14 days before you can actually go for your road test. But 14 days is probably going to be waiting a little bit longer than that. Texas is backed up when it comes to road test itself. But you definitely want to use those days in between the permit and the road test to really study up on what you're going to need for the road test itself. So the first thing that you have to understand is what the road test is all about. The road test is going to be split into 3 different sections. Part number 1 is going to be inspecting the truck, both inside and out. Part number 2 is going to be parking the truck 6 different ways. Part number 3 is going to be driving the truck on the road itself. So let's break these things down. So the first part is going to be pre-trip inspection. This is the hardest part for most people. You're going to have to understand how to inspect both the inside and outside of the entire vehicle. This can take up to an hour long, depending on how slow or how fast you go through this process itself. The second part is going to be parking the truck 6 different ways. You're going to have straight line backing, offset backing, to the right and to the left. You're going to have parallel parking, driver's side and passenger side. And you're going to have alley docking. In Texas, to get your CDL license, you can do any one of those 6. They're usually going to tell you to do 3 out of those 6, but we have no idea what DMV is going to tell you to do, which means you have to be prepared to do them all. And then the third and final part of the test, if you pass those first 2 sections, is going to be driving on the road itself. So when you are actually driving on the road, and then what's going to be happening is make sure that you follow the street signs, make sure that you can shift properly or take an automatic truck if you want to, and then you're ready to rock and roll. And once you pass all that, then you're ready to get a CDL license. So I know that I made that seem simple, but as you get into the process, you're going to see it can get a little bit difficult, can get a little hairy. So if you want to start to try to do it on your own, that's perfectly fine. I recommend going to a driving school. And the driving school I recommend is the best driving school in the entire country. Here at Driving Academy, we have locations in many different parts of the country. You want to give us a call at 908-525-3609 so we can show you the location that's closest to you currently, because we are planning to open up everywhere in the country itself. But we have guaranteed training courses, right? So if you're coming from out of state, maybe we have a location that's outside of Texas right now for you. You do the training for the permit online, like I said, with our online training course. Once you get yourself a CDL permit in Texas, you'd come on over to our training facility. We'd get you all trained up for the actual CDL road test. And then the cool thing about our school is that we are actually a third-party certified tester, which means that we can actually give you the CDL road test as well while you're here for the training. So you're going to go through the training, we're going to give you the road test. Once you pass the test, you go back to Texas, pick up your CDL license in Texas. It's going to be a Texas CDL license itself, and then you can start working. If you need help, we're here to help you out with lifetime job placement as well, and we can walk you through that entire process. So if you are from Texas and you want to get a CDL license, give us a call 908-525-3609 or check out our virtual school tour at cdldrivingacademy.com/tour. Again, that's cdldrivingacademy.com/tour. Thanks. Have a fantastic day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.